Welcome, Tarak here. Today we are going to show how to add a temple details on the MyMahotsav platform. You have been searching on the Google and many other search engine for temples, but MyMahotsav is the largest database for local and global temples. You as a community member are welcome to submit your very own neighborhood temples. The way it works is, as a community member, you can add them as a trustee, or even the Purohit of the temple can add the temples over here. We would show you in detail, step by step, what information is required, how less and how detailed information that can be provided to create the temples. So let's begin. Once you create a user ID and then you log into the platform, on the right side you can see below your name there is a long list of profile drop downs. Probably by now you have been very familiar with this drop down options, and one of the drop down option you will see my listing, and those are the place where you would be able to see all the listings that you have updated or added into the platform. And you click on the my listing, and within them you will find one further secondary drop down called my temple listing. So let's go over there. So once you click on the add temple, you will be presented with a detailed form. Yes, indeed, it's quite a lot of detail so that we capture as much information about the temple over time so that the visitors are able to find the information on the internet as well as get as much details before they plan to visit. So start with the package. It is you can choose one which is a free package for temples forever. The branches information, if there are any more branches. Lock branch field is for any name or data that need to be locked in for the further branches of the same company, same temple. And then you add the name of the temple, give the possible combination of names. Sometimes the names can sound repetitive, but give at least 5 to 7 word name if they are descriptive. Choose the different tags. These tags would be updated as we have more and more temples onto the database, and so as the categories. Currently we have a few drop downs. Expect to see them updated or changed when you fill up the details. Some default category we are expecting the big temple. Then we have a section for if you are a management trustee, legally responsible person, or temple priest. This information, if you check, we would know that the listing has been done either by the community member or by somebody who is responsible legally, or by trustee body responsible as a volunteer or senior member of the temple. This helps us to reach out to you for any information correction or any information update, so that you are able to be reachable, and we know the difference between a community submission and a responsible member submission. Let's move on to the next. Once you decided to check or uncheck depending on your status of the responsibility for the temple, we'll look into the address details, which is a very detailed and tech enabled updation system over here. As you can see, the address location. Once you start typing the address location, if the address is listed on the Google address listing, it will start giving you suggestions for the detailed listing. Most of the Western countries do have a very well structured address system. Many of the developing countries are yet to have that level of granularity, but we have tried to capture both the situations. So as you can see, once I start typing the address drop downs start coming in. It can be as detailed to the door level, postcode level, city level, best would be to choose the exact address, because many people and the visitors would be using this address to drive to the temple or find out the distance from their location. You can also manually select the address as well from each of these drop downs, but my suggestion would be to best find the nearby address accurately from the drop down. And once you select that, you will find that all of the rest of the fields like region, city are auto filled up, and as well as postcode. Have a look at them. Hopefully they would be correct, because we are using the Google Map API at the backend. Once you click on the set address on the map, the magic happens. The same address and a pin would be dropped in the map below. And using the plus sign on the left side of the map window, you would be able to zoom onto the map and able to see if the marker icon is correctly positioned. As you are filling in the details for the temple, most likely you would know the neighborhood and you know exactly where the temple main door or the gate or the parking or the access is, so you can use that information very accurately for the other visitors to utilize in future. You can also use the marker slightly to drag and drop, so that would also help you to very accurately pinpoint, because many times the address that you chose in the start may not have the exact door details, but using the marker on the map you can pinpoint the address, and driving directions for other future visitors would be helpful for them. Once you move on the marker, all that you will notice is that the address latitude and longitude, which we use globally, a standard way to identify or locate any point on the global system, that will keep on updating. Obviously you don't have to manage anything over there or change anything. It's just information to show what longitude and latitude the marker is on the map. You can use the different very popular Google Map, satellite view and others for you to kind of look how the place and the map looks like. These are all for you to help and identify and place the map marker as accurately as possible for the temple location. If you find any problem in this area, please do reach out to a support team. We would definitely call you and help you get your listing properly on the map and our listing. Next, once you fill up the location of the marker points based on the longitude and latitude, the next part is as the display of the map on the listing. Keep it to default map, because that would give a very nice colored our website branded map on your listing. But there are other options of hybrid, satellite and terrain map, and users can toggle from the front end even if you choose the default map for them to see if the temple is at a height of a mountain and if there is any cycling path or any other reason. So users can very well be prepared before visiting a temple which is on a high terrain or nearby a lake, anything. So satellite map and the terrain map and hybrid map do help users to understand the location of it. Most people, we are today used to searching these models on Google Map, and we try to bring in the same experience for you to make sure that it's a very familiar environment and we are able to easily navigate to Google Maps for driving directions and others. Let's move on to the contact details. Another significant part of the temple is the contact details. Many temples may have their own landline or mobile phone number for reaching directly. You can update those phone numbers. Many temples may even have their email ID, support email ID, or a trusty member email ID, website details. Please update them, because that would help the visitors to further find more information, reach out to the temple in need for in case of any events or any other inquiries they may have. Next comes to the temple opening times. Each temple have a different schedule of opening time, and we thought about that when we added the flexibility for you to add the different temple time. You can even add multiple times on the same day. Please use that plus sign for each day, and you can change that. Like for example, on Saturday I've added a different time. You can add closed, or you can have lunch, before lunch and afternoon time as two separate. Make sure you update the time zone, because it's a global website and people would be visiting from different parts of the world. They should be able to understand which time zone this temple opening times are for. Social media handles is very self-explanatory. Media and images are again a very important area for visitors to feel and understand the temple, get a look and feel, know what they're expecting. Please upload the best quality images that is possible, possibly few outside images, few inside if possible. Many temples do not allow that. Respect that rules and regulations that are prevailing for the temple. And then you have the temple status. We are currently having few drop down options, but they are likely to change as we have more and more listings. The amenities are the different public facing features and public convenience that are available, like parking, toilets, free water, drinking water, and many others like changing room, cycle parking, many other things. The linked posts about the temple, we will have a separate detailed video about that. We would have a detailed listing of the temple deity, which would help users and the visitors to understand the temple, what is the primary deity in the temple. And then you can preview the listing as it would appear for the visitors on the platform. This would give you a preview to see what information you have submitted and how it would be available to the platform visitors once it has been submitted, approved, and successfully listed on the MyMahotsav platform.